Hey everybody, welcome to the Art of Relationships show. I'm your favorite love guru, Greg. Going to be talking about dating apps and how many people have nightmare stories. I would love to hear your nightmare stories. Not only that, how would you handle it? And I'm going to give some insights as well, but you can also, definitely give me a call anonymously if you'd like, or join the live chat down below. You can call in number 844-814-5683. That's 844-814-LOVE. And we're going to be talking about dating app, or maybe just dating in general, nightmare stories right after this. Don't go anywhere on the Art of Relationship show. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is the Art of Relationship show. Going to be talking about dating app nightmares. Hey, Sabrina, woohoo, yeah, you caught me live. And you can join the live chat down below as well. And I don't know why the chat is not heading through. Oh, Facebook, there it is. It should be on Facebook too. Or you can give me a call live as well. You can be anonymous. Okay, it's 844-814-LOVE. 5683, okay? And what are your dating app nightmares? Or maybe your online dating events, if you will, or experiences. How have they been with you as I trip over my tongue, okay? So, going to be going on in those situations where, 85% of couples, let's be honest, 85% of couples over the last 8 years have met online, one form or another, okay? Social media, right? We can name every social media, Instagram, Facebook, different dating groups, different online groups, looking for love out there, right? But what are your nightmare stories? And I want to know what's going to happen to you, and what are your nightmare stories? I'd love to hear, maybe nightmare, maybe sad stories. And I talked about dating apps and maybe what you should do. And I'm all about being honest, being open, and being authentic, okay? So I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear, what happened to you. In one dating story, I went through a divorce. Man, I was young, like 25. Went through a divorce, and actually the online dating world was just starting to kick up a little bit. Man, it was out there, but it was starting to kick up. So I went to, a place I used to work, hey, Dave, almost like a joke, right? Hey, Greg, why don't you try this? So I tried it, okay? So met, person online, whatever. Oh, this ain't bad. Met in person. I didn't even recognize this person. I thought it was the hostess, all this. Oh, yeah, are you Greg? I said, oh, yeah, I'm waiting for, I'm looking for somebody already seated. And, oh, no, Greg, it's me. And I was like, oh, my gosh, I didn't even recognize this person. Like, lied her booty off. Not even close, okay? And we're talking, okay, physical description, absolutely, right? And it wasn't even close. And let's face it, right? Attraction draws people, and it's the personality and a character that keeps you, right? Let's be honest, okay? There's a lot of people that are with each other because they're attractive, they're hot, they're sexy, all this stuff. But let's face it, they might be a douchebag. And that goes for a woman or a man. So when you look at the dating app nightmares, whatever, and you can meet someone and think they're a great person, you connect all this stuff, and then you start hearing the trickle-down effect, meaning the trickle-down of the reality of what that person is maybe hiding, withholding, or blatantly, being manipulative with you. So we look at, dating apps, first thing you notice, and how many people, even on social media, on, Facebook, on wherever, are you looking at how many people use filters on your pictures, okay? Is it more women? Is it men? Is it both? What is it? And when some people use, certain filters, sometimes they do a great job. You can't even tell. or they use dated pictures. How many people look at that? You're like, you meet the person in online and you talk and all this stuff. Great, we connect all this way. And then you meet them in person and it's like, what the hell? It's like, what happened? So I'm all about look at me. There's no filters. There ain't enough filters to cover up this mug, right? To make me look even that good, right? So why even try? So maybe I should get a wig filter. But looking at those avenues, are you able to look at those, limits and look at, what is happening, what is going on with people using filters, using dated pictures? And these are a lot of stories. We've all heard about them. Hey, Jenny, I appreciate you, Pop. You know what? And, your nightmare stories, what have you run into? And I just, mentioned one of my nightmare stories many, many, many years ago, that some people, the filter aspects, and I get it. Are you that insecure? Do you lack confidence that you have to present yourself falsely? Let's face it. I say it's fraudulent, okay? Let's face it. If you're using dated pictures, you're using filters, or guys, look like they have a six-pack abs, and in reality, it looks more like a keg of beer versus a six-pack, right? And you look at these elements, are you able to go after it? And why are you lying? Why are you being fraudulent? Right off the bat, you're lying. Is it because of insecurities? Well, I wouldn't have a chance and all this stuff, right? I get that. But let's face it, attraction sort of draws us in. And the personality, the character of the person, holds us there, right? Let's be honest, most of the time. So you look at a situation where, your character, you're already lying, you're already misleading, you're already being fraudulent, right? What other, dating nightmares you have? You start dating someone, you end up finding somebody you really connect with. They might be a great person, that type of situation. And you're going after it, and all of a sudden you're together a month later, those type of situations, and then you find out that person is married, they're engaged, they have a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, that type of situation, and how would you handle it? I have a lot of people I know that met in that situation, and, I'm going to leave my husband, I'm going to leave my boyfriend, girlfriend, my wife, and I'm going to leave them for you. I've been meaning to leave them, and everything's in place, everything's in order, I'm ready to leave them, and their partner, you find out they're lying to you. They haven't even mentioned anything. Their partner thinks everything's great, and again, that's being lying. And what does that do to your heart? And that's what I'm saying about nightmare stories. And we know I'm all about being honest and being open and legit to your potential partner, right? There's how many people out there that have nightmare stories, that women or men, right? I'm looking for a relationship, and they're just looking for the D or the P, right? They're looking for a piece of booty. And then you're sort of misled. Again, what takes a person to mislead, to be fraudulent and fake? Is it just to, get what they want? Is it about being selfish? And we all know that you could be looking for a great relationship and being honest and being legit, and all of a sudden you have sex, and then maybe it doesn't go that well, or you have sex and you know what? Man, that connection is just not there. And then you ghost that person. And the person's like, what the heck's going on? Were they looking just for sex and they lied to you? Or, would they be able and be honest? You know what? I am looking for a relationship. Can I be open and honest and legit with that person and say, you know what? Man, I am looking for a relationship. We had sex and I'm sorry, I didn't feel it after, and felt like something was off, wasn't right. And, I'm sorry I don't feel that way, right? Or should you be sorry? But at least be open and be honest with that person, and don't just leave them, sort of hanging, being ghosted. And we know women are great at ghosting people. Guys are great at ghosting people. I'm not about that. I'm about being, sort of adult, being mature about the situation and being open and honest that, you know what, man, I wanted to feel it and I just didn't. And I wasn't using you. I wasn't that type of situation, okay? So when you look at the dating nightmares and the dating app nightmares, what were some of the situations that you ran into that maybe were misleading? Or maybe some people you meet at a party. Let's go there, right? Not only dating apps, we'll use it, expand it to the dating worlds. You meet someone like at a party and all this stuff, and everybody looks, you look great when you're a little bit tipsy, right? Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Nobody wants to hear me sing. But looking at those type of avenues, are you able, you connect with somebody, right? And all of a sudden, you connect, and all of a sudden the reality starts coming out. You're driving. I can tell you true stories of people that have been, on a date with somebody, on a first date. They met somebody online. They met somebody, they met somebody at work. They met somebody through school, college classes, wherever, workshops, business stuff. And they're on a first date, and all of a sudden they get pulled over thinking a light's out. Man, we weren't really speeding. What's going on? And you found out that woman or that man has an arrest warrant out for them. True story, people. I've heard numerous times about this, and you had no clue, and you're like, what the heck's going on? Next thing you know, you're calling somebody for a ride home. You might be embarrassed, but why should you be embarrassed if you're being legit and you're being open and honest, and that person is not? So there are so many nightmare stories that's going on that you meet somebody online or anywhere, and you really connect, and all of a sudden you find out they have somebody else pregnant, and they're not telling you until maybe 6 months, 8 months later, and the baby's here, and you're like, oh, by the way, I have a kid coming. Now, women, you can't fake that. Let's be honest, right? You can't fake being pregnant, especially, when you get beyond 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. You can't fake being pregnant. Well, how would you handle these situations? Would you just walk away, or would you, these are the red flags I talk about. These are nightmare stories that people have endured. I've heard them. I've been very humbled and very flattered by their stories. And, it's sad. It's heartbreaking. And you look at it, number one, you've been lied to. You've been misled. It's like your whole decision-making is taken away from you. You're not given a decision to say, hey, you know what? I have an arrest warrant out for me. I got in some trouble. So I'm just letting you know right up front. You know what? I've been in, been in prison this amount, hey, I'm being legit, I've changed. I learned my lesson, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm all about people changing, or I wouldn't be doing what I do on a daily basis, okay, in my office, being, a professional counselor and helping people and couples connected. So I'm all about that. However, are you starting off right off the jump? Are you starting off being misleading, flat out lying, or withholding information from that individual? And if you're, well, I didn't lie, I just never told that person. You know what? And everybody's heard that term about lying, by omission, right? I didn't lie, but I just didn't tell, so I wasn't really lying, right? So you look at those situations and what nightmare stories, and how would you handle it? Would you just say, you know what, I've been, lied to. I'm not into starting a relationship off being deceived, being dishonest, being whatever, right? Being lied to. And then you start wondering if, if I'm in that situation and we get together and I work on it, are they going to do the same thing to me, right? Are they going to leave me hanging for somebody else, right? Are they going to start with somebody else and lie to them like they lied to me? And this goes for men and women. There's a lot of women out there that have been burnt by men, and there's a lot of men out there that have been burnt and heartbroken by women. We have to get away from this situation that it's all men, right? I'm a man. I'm sticking up for men. There's a lot of dogs out there. We know this, right? But there's a lot of dogs out there that are women too. So I tell people I'm an equal gender basher, right? I don't want to bash anybody, but I want people to be honest and legit and to listen to your gut instincts. And are you able to go after it? And are you able to, you know what? I've been lied to. I've been misled. Oh, I really like this person. Or how many people are up for a challenge when you start dating somebody? I'm going to be the one that's going to change him. I'm going to be the one. Oh, she's going to change. She's going to be the one that loves me and changes for me. And you're sadly mistaken. You're, let's face it, disappointed. Maybe you're mad, right? And you end up being upset and ticked off, resentful towards that person because you thought they were going to change, but they can't. Or maybe they didn't want to, right? But you kept thinking, I'm going to be the one they're going to change for, right? And this goes right off the jump when it comes to dating and online apps. And we can, some people are, dangerous people out there. So what do you do in a, online dating situation? I always advise, I'm all about not wasting time. We can, if you're free, let's meet up if you feel like a vibe or connection, whatever. Why can't you do what I'm doing now, right? Can you video chat to people? Are you able to connect on people on that level that you can say, hey, I want to know, let's talk. Let's see at least if there's a connection on video, right? Everybody's heard of Zoom. I use Zoom on a daily basis if I do virtual session. This isn't Zoom. This is a different, more professional platform than Zoom. It's, so you can, video chat. I don't have the iPhone. I have the better phone. I joke around with people with the Android. So you can video chat on phones, right? On Android. iPhones have FaceTime. We all know that, right? You can go on Zoom. You can go on, Google Duo. There's a lot of different formats out there that you can talk to somebody and meet. At least they're presenting themselves physically as who they are. You can hear the voice. You can hear what they're about a little more than just, chatting, texting back and forth on dating apps, right? So why would you waste your time if you feel somewhat of a connection? Yeah, I'd like to talk to this person, whatever, and then go from there, right? How many people would be ticked off if some people may be listening or watching the show right now, they know me, in person, whatever. They've seen me in person. And what happens if you meet me, whatever, online, and I say, oh, yeah, I'm 5'10", and I show up, and people might laugh. Greg, you ain't 5'10". No, I'm not. I'm honest. I'm 5'6", right? And you've heard me say this on numerous shows, episodes. I'm honest. I'm legit. I'm 5'6", okay? I don't care. I'm 5'6", standing up, laying down, whatever, right? So if people sort of throw that out there, are you going to be, number one, I lied to you. There's a difference, let's face it. How can you be off by 4 inches? An inch, maybe, but 4 inches I'm lying to you about? Is that going to be a big deal? Well, you're shallow. Well, we get into this, and I did an episode on being shallow. Women are shallow too, right? People might want and like what they want, right? How many women say, oh, I'm not shallow, only men are? That's BS, right? How many women, oh, I'm not shallow, I have standards, right? So, but at least be open and be honest about how you are, present yourself, right? Somebody presents themselves as, oh, yeah, I'm wealthy, I have a lot of this or that and all this stuff, and they're not. I tell people, I'm not either. Would I like to be? Yeah, working towards that, whatever. But my main focus is being happy. My main focus is trying to help couples and people be happier, be healthier, be more connected with themselves and with each other. That's what my main goal is. Whatever happens after that, terrific. So are you able to be open and honest that you find out, you get together and all this stuff, and then you find out the person's car is being repossessed. They're getting kicked out of their apartment or house because they didn't have money to pay rent. And we know what the economy is. Well, you lied to me, right? Well, I didn't lie to you. I just did not tell you my situations. How many people want to know everything up front or not? We all know if there's not a connection, it's not going to go anywhere. No big deal. They don't, whatever, that type of situation. But if you feel a connection, you both feel a connection, when is it for you that you end up being more transparent and open and honest about that situation, right? How many people would you like a guy on a first date to tell you, ladies out there, well, you know what? I like to be pegged when we're having sex. Are you into that? would you like them to be upfront and honest about that situation? Or ladies, you know what are you able to be honest about it? And, what about being open and honest on a first date, or even talking about what's your view on sex? What do you mean? Well, I like sex. And you find out they like sex and it's only about being pleased. It ain't about you. Or they love sex and it's only missionary position. Again, that's fine. Not complaining, not bashing. Again, it's up to each individual, each couple. When would you like people to be transparent and open and honest with you? And some people on a first date talking about sex, and it's not saying I want to have sex with you. No, it's just trying to look at compatibilities. Are you open and honest about it? Yeah, I like this, I like that. That doesn't mean I want this right now with you. No. But do you get those compatibilities out of the way, or do people lie? Oh yeah, I love oral sex. I love oral sex, and you find out that they only like oral sex to receive it. They don't want to give it. But I said I love oral sex. Do you be more, and you're like thinking, oh yeah, man, we both like oral sex, but you don't know what's going on. Jenny, yeah, I would love to know about pegging up front. Yeah, hell yeah. Heck yeah. And it's like, if I'm not into that, no big deal. So when do you get rid of those questions, and where does it lead to? Misrepresentation of people, and misrepresentation that it gets into a dating app or dating situation nightmare, okay? And we have heard, let's face it, the dating apps, and this goes for men and women, right? How many women they'll look at my face, right? Oh God, swipe left, swipe left, swipe left, and swipe right. So you look at how many people, they look interesting. They look like a nice person. Let's face it. How many people are honest and say, you know what, I'm attracted to that person. That's why I reached out to you, right? How many people, oh, you look like an interesting person. Okay, what does that mean? What does interesting mean? Are you open and honest and say, hey, you know what, mutual attraction is important to me. Does that make you mean? Does that make you shallow? No, it's being honest and being upfront, right? It's looking at, are you able to say, this is what I'm looking for, and you know what? That's it. I'm looking for someone to take care of me, and I'm looking for someone to pay for all my bills financially, and you know what? I'm open and honest about that, okay? And are you able to go after it and throw it out there, right? At least be honest. Don't get into a situation where, there's men looking to be taken care of too. Women, it's not a gender thing. It's a individual situation. But are you going to mislead and lie, and all of a sudden you're in a relationship, oh, I'm going to quit my job. I don't want to work anymore. I'm just going to, stay home. And the other person's like, what? Well, you need to leave. I'm done with you. How many people would do that? And then you feel like I'm guilty. I feel guilty or shamed if I kick him out or kick her out, those situations. But if you're upfront and honest, say, I'm not looking to take care of anybody financially, right? I'm not looking to raise another person. I want an adult. I want a partnership. Are you open and honest about it? Or are you just lying to that person? It could be the opposite, right? I have no problem taking care of someone financially, right? I have no problem doing that. And then you're thinking you're lying to that person, and you start holding grudges when that person wants to be taken care of, but you lied to them saying you're okay with that when you're not. So it works both ways. Are you able to look at those situations and be open and be honest? So what are your first meeting, first date expectation? Is it to get to know somebody? Is it to get to know, like Jenny mentioned, would like to know about, if that man wants to be pegged, on a first date? Do you want to get that out of the way? So what are your expectations? Mine are get to know somebody, right? If we don't click, we don't click, get to know somebody. But why waste time, right? Why waste time in dragging stuff out and go from there, right? If we don't jive, we don't connect, I get it. You know what? No hard feelings. I get it, right? And some people are looking for different things, right? We all know that attraction, that chemistry, that vibe is not going to be there with everybody, right? And it's hard when somebody is, you're vibing with somebody, you find somebody attractive, and you're thinking chemistry is great, and they're like, no, it isn't. Are you able to be honest with that person? You know what? I wasn't feeling it. I did not feel a sense of chemistry. You know what? I'm sorry, Greg. And I'll be crying and boo-hoo. No, I get it. I'm confident enough to, I get it, because I'm not going to jive with everybody either. So be open, be honest, and, look at your dating past nightmares, right? And why would you do that to somebody else? Are you able to be legit and honest? What other things would you find out that you find out, like I mentioned, about a person? You know what? You find out you're dating for 6 months, and all of a sudden you find out that he just had a baby and you had nothing to do about it. What would you do? Would you leave? Would you be supportive? Yeah, I understand why you didn't tell me. But you didn't give me that option. You did not give me that decision, right? And again, women can't fake that, right? Or women could fake it and find out they're pregnant in a month, right? Find out they're pregnant, start dating somebody, not say anything, and then tell, oh, I'm pregnant with your kid. How many women have done that, right? It ain't just men. Women are deceptive as well. And I'm not about people being deceptive. I want people to be more transparent and honest. And a lot of it has to come with, let's face it, right? Insecurities, or just downright being selfish in wanting to use people. Is that it? Is that someone you want to be with? Or is that who you are? And are you able to step away from that and become a better person, right? Become legit and ask yourself, why would you lie to somebody on a dating app? Why would you mislead? We know it happens on a daily basis, right? It happens thousands and thousands of times a day across all dating platforms. But, why would you do that? And how would you handle that situation? Would you be understanding? Would you walk away? I'm not saying you should do either one. That's up to, I know what I would do. You know what? I'm not starting off this way. I'm confident. You know what? You misled me, you whatever, that type of situation. Or is it something they misled? Or did we assume something and we did not ask? And then we assume something and it's not correct. And now we're mad at that other person because we didn't even have a discussion. We didn't even talk about it. That's not that person's fault. That's yours for, assuming something that is not even discussed, talked about. You're just thinking it's so, and then you're disappointed. Do you own that, and do you take responsibility? You know what? I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have assumed that. I should have asked that person. I should have went after it. That's my fault. And how many people take accountability, or do they bash you and throw up, say filters or fake photos, and they come at you like, well, everybody does it. What's the big deal? What? What's the big deal? You lied. You misled. Oh, you know what? Are you shallow? Well, you must be shallow too if you presented yourself to be something you're not. So be honest. Be legit, people. And, let's get rid of those dating nightmares. Be honest. Be legit. We know people aren't going to listen to me. They're going to say, yeah, Greg, yeah, whatever, right? But I want people to be more honest and transparent and go after what you're looking for and be honest about it, okay? Don't mislead. Don't lie. Hey, this is who I am, right? And go after it, okay? So be legit. And would you walk away from a person that you find out that is being dishonest? Right off the bat. Dated photos, dated pictures. They say one thing in their ad or talking about it, and you meet in person, you find out, well, they stretched the truth, not just a little bit, but they stretched it a long, long way. Would you just get up and walk away? Or would you say, you know what, I'm sorry. I get maybe why you did it. I'm not into this. I'm looking for someone that's more honest and legit. Would you walk away? Or because you are looking for love for so much and you want that love, that you sort of ignore that type of situation and you allow yourself to get into it. You allow yourself to be misled. And maybe it's a one-time thing. Great. We all know that. We all make mistakes. Or is that the character of that person? Is that person's personality? And then you find out down the road, man, I knew better. I knew my gut would tell me stuff. So listen to your gut instincts and be honest. Be legit, people. And let's get rid of the dating nightmares out there. I would love that. But let's face it. Let's be real with people. Hey, Treva. Again, you know what? You can check me out all over the place. Love Guru Greg on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, YouTube. Please subscribe, like my channel on YouTube under Love Guru Greg. Same thing on Facebook. I'm very flattered, very appreciative. And everybody, you know what? Have a great rest of the week and a great weekend, and be safe out there. Remember, people, let's get rid of those dating nightmares. You want to be safe. You want to meet in a public place. Absolutely. Well, we chatted every day for 5 hours for a week. People can be misleading. So you still want to meet in a safe place and then go from there, okay? And how many people do a Facebook, maybe a Google search on a person to see if they're legit or not, right? What's wrong with that? I can't believe you did a Google search on me. Why should you be hurt or ashamed if somebody did that, seeing who you are, seeing if you're being real and honest, right? So do whatever it takes, but present yourself as honest. We can't control other people. You can only do what you do, right? So let's be legit. Peace and love to everybody out there. Take care, people.